The AFK farming software, I became invincible without knowing it. Chapter 191 Leaving for the Demon Court. Black Flame. Qi Ming flipped his right hand, and a palm-sized black ancient cauldron appeared in his palm. It was simple and unadorned, and it was filled with the aura of time. This was the myriad spirit mountain and river true dragon cauldron left behind by the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long. Observing carefully, there were mountains, rivers, birds, beasts, and the carvings of heaven and earth creatures. It was clearly only the size of a palm, but it was carved with so many patterns and scenes. The sight was truly lifelike. Too much time had passed. The spirituality of this myriad spirit mountain and river true dragon cauldron had long been obliterated. This is the myriad spirit mountain and river true dragon cauldron. Qi Ming said, "You've already become a heaven and earth Ying Long, and this myriad spirit mountain and river true dragon cauldron is an intrinsic dharma treasure left behind by the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long. I'll hand it to you now." Black Flame nodded respectfully and solemnly accepted the myriad spirit mountain and river true dragon cauldron. "What do you think?" Qi Ming asked. Black Flame replied, "Although this myriad spirit mountain and river true dragon cauldron has completely lost its original spirituality, I can refine it again and fuse it with my intrinsic dharma treasure, the black dragon pearl. It will definitely be able to unleash powerful might." Qi Ming said, "Since you already have an idea, let's do as you say." "Yes, Master." Black Flame said. "Let's go back." Qi Ming transformed into a stream of light and returned to the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain. Little Calamity and Black Flame followed closely and returned to the Heaven Secrets Manor. Not long after, the Grand Elders came to visit one after another. In fact, even Sect Master Yang Li came. In the time that Qi Ming came out of seclusion, Little Calamity and Black Flame underwent tribulation outside the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain one after another. They indeed caused a huge commotion in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Over the next few days, in the entire Heaven Enlightenment sect, from top to bottom, everyone was discussing this matter. Qi Ming's reputation in the Heaven Enlightenment sect was getting higher and higher. It was enough to compare to the Grand Elders of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. In addition, hundreds of years ago, because of Qi Ming's help, Yang Li was able to eliminate the spies of the various large factions in the sect. However, hundreds of years had passed now. The Heaven Enlightenment sect was also infiltrated by some spies from the various large factions again, although these spies were mostly inner sect disciples. They still managed to transmit information about Qi Ming. In a short period of time, the various factions of the southern region, including the Spring-Autumn sect, the 10,000 Buddha Temple, the Myriad Demon Cave, the Demon Court, and so on, all knew Qi Ming's situation. Moreover, it gradually spread to the other three regions. Most importantly, in the central world, the Immortals also obtained information about Qi Ming. Moreover, it was extremely detailed. Therefore, Qi Ming had already entered the vision of all the factions and began to be paid attention to by them. The various factions felt that Qi Ming's talent was too monstrous and terrifying. Under such circumstances, many factions wanted to deal with Qi Ming. Qi Ming had always stayed in the Heaven Enlightenment sect and basically did not go out. Unless the various large factions could break through, it was not so easy to deal with him. In the Heaven Secrets Manor, Shang Guanwenj, So Kimen, and the Dao integration subordinates of the Grotto Heaven stood respectfully in front of Qi Ming, who sat on the main seat in front. "Next, I will leave the Heaven Enlightenment sect for a period of time." Qi Ming looked at everyone present and said, "During the time that I'm not in the Heaven Secrets Manor, you have to take care of it well. Nothing must go wrong." "Yes. Yes." Shang Guanwenj and the others replied in unison. Qi Ming nodded in satisfaction. Shang Guanwenj and the others had personally witnessed the birth of two Tribulation Transcendence realm spirit pets in Qi Ming's hands. Their minds suffered a violent blow. The reverence Shang Guanwenj and the others had for Qi Ming had already seeped into their hearts. Little Calamity, Black Flame. Qi Ming looked at Little Calamity and Black Flame standing on both sides and asked, "Tell me about the Tribulation Transcendence realm." Little Calamity and Black Flame looked at each other. Then, Black Flame took a step forward. "Master, let me tell you about the Tribulation Transcendence realm." Qi Ming nodded. "Speak." Black Flame continued, "First, let's talk about the Dao Integration realm. It's divided into 3 small realms. When you reach the limit of the Dao Integration realm, heaven and earth will sense each other and trigger the heavenly tribulation. You will successfully pass the first level of the heavenly tribulation. You can obtain the baptism of heaven and earth and take another step forward to reach the first level of the Tribulation Transcendence realm. Because the power of the heavenly tribulation is too powerful, in order to survive the heavenly tribulation, many Dao Integration realm mighty figures will establish grotto heavens and grotto heavens. They will control the power of the grotto heaven world and rely on it to transcend the tribulation. At the Dao Integration realm, Dao Integration experts who can at most establish 9 grotto heavens and master the power of 9 grotto heavens are almost at the top of the Dao Integration realm. But even with the combined forces of the 9 grotto heaven worlds, they can't survive a first-level heavenly tribulation. Qi Ming nodded slightly. "Continue." Black Flame paused for a moment and continued, "Next is the Tribulation Transcendence realm. Little Calamity and I have only passed the first level of the heavenly tribulation and have only received a heaven and earth baptism. Therefore, we are only at the first level of the Tribulation Transcendence realm. In fact, the Tribulation Transcendence realm is divided into 9 levels. The first level of the Tribulation Transcendence realm is the lowest. Above that, the 9th level of the Tribulation Transcendence realm is the highest." Qi Ming gradually had a lot of understanding of the Tribulation Transcendence realm. The Tribulation Transcendence realm had a total of 9 levels. Each time he broke through, he needed to experience a heavenly tribulation. Every time he successfully passed a heavenly tribulation, he would obtain a baptism of heaven and earth to increase his strength and cultivation. Moreover, he would transform into an existence in a higher dimension. The higher he went, the more terrifying the heavenly tribulation he had to experience. If all the heavenly tribulations were passed, they would step into another realm. This realm surpassed the tribulation and reached the ceiling of the mystic world. It was called Mahayana realm. The 3 ancestors of the Heaven Enlightenment sect were at the Mahayana realm. They had already reached the ceiling of the mystic world, but because they could not ascend, their lifespan gradually decreased. They could only seal themselves in the Forbidden Land and wait for the opportunity. Time passed. 3 days later, everything was ready. Qi Ming planned to leave the Heaven Enlightenment sect and head to the Demon Court to find the existence with the golden dragon mark between his brows. He wanted to find the corresponding clue from the other party. In addition, he had cleared the decisive battle on the Giant Beast Island game dungeon many times in the past few days. Every time he cleared this game dungeon, besides obtaining a fixed 100 million low-grade immortal crystals, he could also obtain different items. However, Qi Ming did not obtain a method that could allow the 3 pure nascent soul to fuse the Dao. Of course, before heading to the Demon Court, Qi Ming made many preparations and learned the exact situation of the Demon Court. At noon, Qi Ming officially set off and used the mystic technique, riding golden light. He seemed to be alone, but he actually brought 6 rare spirit pets. "Let's go." Qi Ming transformed into a golden light and left the Heaven Enlightenment Manor. He escaped out of the Heaven Enlightenment Immortal Mountain and headed outside. In a very short period of time, he had already arrived at the edge of the Heaven Enlightenment sect's protective array. He raised his head and looked up. He could see an invisible array formation screen that completely isolated the Heaven Enlightenment sect from the outside world. It looked quite strange. Qi Ming flew out. The Immortal Ascension token at his waist, which was Qi Ming's identity token, flickered with light. He passed through the sect protection array and arrived in the outside world. This. Qi Ming felt a scene flash in front of him. as if he had crossed the barrier of two worlds. He felt weightless. When he returned to his senses, he had already arrived in the outside world. The environment of the outside world was completely different from the environment of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. First, the concentration of spiritual qi in the outside world was too low. Qi Ming was only outside the Heaven Enlightenment sect now, but the spiritual qi was already very low. Compared to the concentration of spiritual qi in the Heaven Enlightenment sect, it was more than 100 times worse. In other words, in certain places in the outside world, the spiritual qi would be even more barren. It disappeared. Qi Ming turned around and took a look, but he did not see the Heaven Enlightenment sect or the sect protection array. It was as if the entire Heaven Enlightenment sect and the sect protection array had disappeared into thin air. What greeted Qi Ming's eyes was an empty plain. This was not the disappearance of the Heaven Enlightenment sect and the sect protection array, but because the entire Heaven Enlightenment sect was isolated by the array. It was in between illusion and reality, similar to the interlayer of space. Under such circumstances, if they did not have the corresponding methods, not only would they not be able to see the Heaven Enlightenment sect and the sect protection array, but they would also not be able to touch it or discover it. Activate. Qi Ming took out the Immortal Ascension token and pointed with his right hand, casting the Heaven Enlightenment seal. The Immortal Ascension token emitted light that shone in front of him. He saw the Heaven Enlightenment sect and the sect protection array. That's enough. Qi Ming held the Immortal Ascension token and formed another seal. He entered the sect protection array and confirmed that there was no problem. Only then did he nod in satisfaction and turn to leave. Qi Ming transformed into the riding golden light and his speed was extremely fast. He flew across a few hundred miles in an extremely short period of time and quickly headed for the demon court. In the central world, on the 9th level of the exquisite Immortal Pavilion. In an instant, an invisible force spread out and shook the surroundings, causing the entire exquisite Immortal Mountain to tremble, causing a considerable commotion. Pass down my orders to inform the other Immortal Kings. Qi Ming has already stepped out of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. He will head to the southern region Demon Court, and Qi Ming is the one who possesses the battle sacred body. Immortal King Linglong shouted, Qi Ming has the protection of the heavenly secrets and an unfathomable power. I spent a huge price to deduce this. Qi Ming is one of the variables in our immortal race's plan. Stop him. It's best if you can bring him back. Yes. Yes. Yes, Immortal King Linglong. In the surroundings, immediately, ethereal figures appeared. A day later, in the morning, Qi Ming had already crossed more than half of the southern region and passed through many sects, cultivation families, and the territories of kingdoms and empires in the mortal world. He arrived in the territory of the southern region's demon court. Chapter 192 Heaven Demon City. Qi Ming was currently standing above a demon city and looked down at it. The entire demon city was enveloped by a city protection array. There were different buildings that jointly formed a towering demon city. It was very magnificent, like an ancient beast crawling on the ground. He could sense a murderous aura and demonic qi spreading over. Physical transmutation. With a thought, Qi Ming used the mystic technique of the heavenly constellation 36 techniques. His essence soul dharmic powers circulated and quickly enveloped his entire body. In the blink of an eye, Qi Ming's appearance, aura, dharmic powers, aura, and so on and so forth had all undergone a tremendous change. Done. Qi Ming waved his right hand, and his dharmic powers transformed into demonic energy. He used the divine power of physical transmutation to transform himself into a powerful demon cultivator. He looked like a square-faced, burly middle-aged man. He was almost identical to a normal human, but his ears were golden-haired and lion ears. Qi Ming transformed into a mirror with his dharmic powers and looked at the figure in the mirror. He was very satisfied and could not see any flaws. From now on, I'm a demon cultivator, Golden Lion King Xiesuan. Not bad, not bad. Qi Ming nodded in satisfaction. The moment Qi Ming stepped out of the Heaven Enlightenment sect, he had already sensed that the entire mystic world was filled with extremely chaotic killing intent. The overly chaotic and dense heavenly secret killing intent had already affected Qi Ming. When Qi Ming left the Heaven Enlightenment sect, he was deduced by Immortal King Ling Long of the Central World using the supreme heavenly secrets, causing him to expose a portion of information. Qi Ming originally had the purity golden body protecting him and was invulnerable to all techniques. Coupled with the fact that Qi Ming had the Dao of Heaven secrets protecting him, it was basically impossible for Immortal King Ling Long to deduce it from Qi Ming. Under the Heaven secrets tribulation, all living beings were equal. If he was careless, even a high and mighty Mahayana realm cultivator could die. Thus, Qi Ming still exposed a portion of information. However, because Qi Ming had the purity golden body protecting him, he had a feeling when he was exposed. He used his divine power to reverse deduce and learned all the karma. He already had a plan in mind. Outside the Demon City's gate, Qi Ming had already transformed into the Golden Lion King, Xiesuan, early in the morning. He no longer had the aura of any human cultivator and appeared in front of many demon cultivators. None of them discovered anything amiss with Qi Ming. Then, he followed the main group into the Demon City. The guards at the city gate did not discover anything abnormal about him. The Southern Region Demon Court was extremely powerful and was a holy land that all the demon cultivators and demons in the Southern Region yearned for. The existence that Qi Ming had deduced had a golden dragon mark between his brows. The other party lived in the demon region of the Southern Region Demon Court. Under such circumstances, Qi Ming could only think of a way to infiltrate the demon territory. The demons of the Southern Region were divided into the 12 factions of the demon gods. They were named after the 12 demon gods: Shang Yang, Lu Wu, Kai Ming, Ji Meng, Ying Zhao, Bai Zi, Kaiang Qi, Lu Duan, Gui Che, Bai Fang, Zhu Ying, and Chong Ming Bird. Above the 12 demon gods was the demon region's heavenly court. Overall, the Southern Region Demon Court used supreme dharmic powers to establish a demon territory. The 12 demon gods and the demon region's heavenly court were all in the demon region. In addition, the demon region was protected by the Southern Region's demon court array. Its nature was similar to the Heaven Enlightenment sect protection array. It protected the demon region and gathered the spiritual qi of heaven and earth. Outside the demon region, the Southern Region's demon court also established 108 demon cities. Through these 108 demon cities, they could absorb the fresh blood of the outside world. As long as a demon cultivator or demon was talented enough, they could enter the demon region through the 108 demon cities and become a member of the demon court, gradually strengthening it. Therefore, if Qi Ming wanted to find the existence with the golden dragon mark between his brows, he had to first obtain the pass through the 108 demon cities outside the demon region. After entering the demon region, he could think of a way to enter the demon heavenly court. Now, Qi Ming entered this demon city, and it was one of the 108 demon cities, Heaven Demon City. At noon, Qi Ming arrived in front of the Heaven Demon City's City Lord Manor. He looked up. Above the door, the plaque of the Heaven Demon City's City Lord Manor came into view. Then, he walked towards the City Lord Manor. Stop! The guard of the City Lord Manor stopped in front of Qi Ming. Who are you? What status do you have? This is the City Lord Manor of the Heaven Demon City. In fact, an ordinary demon cultivator like you can step foot here. Get lost! Qi Ming's gaze was indifferent and his aura was domineering. He snorted coldly and an invisible sound wave force spread out, sending the two guards in front of him flying. Ah! The two guards screamed as they were sent flying and spat out blood. Enemy attack! Enemy attack! A demon cultivator is attacking the City Lord Manor. They shouted. What? A demon cultivator is attacking the City Lord Manor. Where did he get the guts to do this? Does he want to die? The commotion here attracted the attention of many surrounding demon cultivators. They could not help but look over, their faces filled with curiosity as they looked over. At this moment, the door to the City Lord Manor opened. In an extremely short period of time, soldiers of the City Lord Manor rushed out one after another. There were a lot of them, and in the blink of an eye, there were more than 1,000. They were all armed and had surging demonic qi. They formed an array formation and surrounded Qi Ming. Where did this demon cultivator come from? How dare you attack the City Lord Manor? Hurry up and surrender. Surrender. Over 1,000 demon cultivators from the City Lord Manor roared. You're overestimating yourself. Qi Ming's gaze was indifferent, and his aura became even more domineering. You're just a motley crew. You want to block me, Golden Lion King, Xiesuan. Move aside quickly. Otherwise, don't blame me, the Golden Lion King Xiesuan, for not giving your Heaven Demon City's City Lord face. How dare you? Form the Heavenly Demon Array. We must let this ignorant demon cultivator know his place. Attack. Over 1,000 demon cultivator soldiers from the City Lord Manor roared. They circulated their demonic energy and took strange steps to form a heavenly demon array. Immediately, demon qi surged into the sky around him, and energy surged, forming a vast heavenly demon Dharma idol. Fearless Lion Seal. Qi Ming's gaze was indifferent. With a wave of his hands, surging demonic energy rushed out and directly transformed into a huge golden lion seal. In a destructive manner, it directly shattered the heavenly demon Dharma idol. A miserable cry sounded. Over 1,000 demon cultivator soldiers from the City Lord Manor spat out blood and were sent flying. They were extremely miserable as they all fell to the ground and were heavily injured to the point of being unable to stand up. You're just a bunch of trash. Qi Ming had a disdainful expression and was extremely domineering. Are all the demon cultivator soldiers in Heaven Demon City such trash? How laughable! No wonder you were defeated in the battle against the 10,000 Buddha Temple's Buddhist Daoist lineage. Scoundrel! You! The demon cultivators of the Heaven Demon City were furious. Too arrogant. Simply too arrogant. Who are you? You actually dare to so brazenly resist the City Lord Manor. In the surroundings, many demon cultivators also berated. I am the Golden Lion King, Xiesuan. Qi Ming swept his gaze across all the demon cultivators present. Remember this name because in the near future, this name will resound throughout the entire mystic world. Golden Lion King Xiesuan. I've never heard of him. Could it be from the Golden Lion bloodline? But I've never heard of such an arrogant clansman in the Golden Lion bloodline. This. The demon cultivators looked at each other, feeling rather puzzled. At this moment, in the Heaven Demon City's City Lord Manor, an extremely powerful aura surged over as demon cultivators appeared. These demon cultivators were not ordinary demon cultivators, but powerful demon cultivators with profound cultivation levels. They held important positions in Heaven Demon City. In the middle of these demon cultivators, Qi Ming saw a feminine-looking Heaven Demon City's city lord with a white fox tail, Hu Juxiang. His gaze was cold as it landed on Qi Ming. Golden Lion King Xiesuan. Hu Juxiang said in a low voice, do you know how serious the crime of trespassing into the City Lord Manor and injuring so many demon cultivators is? Ha ha ha! Qi Ming roared with laughter. His beard and hair fluttered, and he was extremely domineering. The Golden Lion King Xiesuan he acted as was such a domineering, arrogant, and condescending character, ridiculous, truly laughable. A serious crime? What serious crime? You think you can convict me? Qi Ming roared. Monstrous demonic energy surged. It was extremely dominating and domineering. It contained a terrifying power and was filled with a scorching yang aura. Behind Qi Ming, a dazzling golden light flashed. In the blink of an eye, a huge Dharma idol condensed. After this Dharma idol appeared, it was 10,000 meters tall. It was completely dazzling golden in color, like a golden lion that was enlarged countless times. What was even more terrifying was this golden lion actually had 9 heads. Terrifying. It was extremely terrifying. This is ancient demon beast, nine-headed golden lion. Gasp! He's not from the golden lion bloodline, but the nine-headed golden lion. The bloodline he has is the nine-headed golden lion. This is the nine-headed golden lion that has disappeared for a long time. This. Shocking. It was extremely shocking. In the surroundings, all the demon cultivators cried out in surprise. Their eyes widened, and their expressions were incomparably respectful. Yu Hujuxiang also felt this terrifying might and pressure, and his face became even paler. You actually have the bloodline of the nine-headed golden lion. That's right. Qi Ming said proudly, my cultivation level has broken through to the soul formation realm and completely awakened my ancestors' bloodline. I revived the nine-headed golden lion lineage. Therefore, I specially came here to enter the demon region and join the demon court. I want to become a member of the demon court and obtain the true cultivation method of the nine-headed golden lion. In the entire southern region, other than the demon court, there's no way to find the true cultivation method of the nine-headed golden lion. I can only come here. Coincidentally, your Heaven Demon City is the closest. You want to enter the demon region? Hujuxiang stared at Qi Ming intently. Why not? Qi Ming looked straight at him and answered. Chapter 193 Demon Illumination Mirror, 12 Demon Gods. In the surroundings, the demon cultivators all fell silent. They looked at Qi Ming with reverence in their eyes. At the same time, many demon cultivators were very envious and even jealous. They were envious and jealous that Qi Ming could revive his ancestors' bloodline. Moreover, his bloodline was the long-lost nine-headed golden lion. Such an ancient demon bloodline was enough to let Qi Ming obtain a high status and treatment in the demon court. Actually, it could be seen. In Heaven Demon City, most of them were mere demon cultivators. It was rare to see a demon beast in the form of a demon beast because most of the Heaven Demon City was formed by demon cultivators. In the other 107 demon cities, most of them were demons formed by demon beasts. Hujuxiang took a deep breath. Xiesun, you can definitely enter the demon region, but you have to investigate your background and identity. You also have to pass the corresponding test to enter. What you said is not a problem. Qi Ming waved his hand and retracted the nine-headed golden lion's Dharma idol. He said heroically, you can go ahead and investigate my identity and background. As for the test you mentioned, it's even less important. All right. Hujuxiang nodded and said, in that case, please stay in the City Lord Manor for now. After everything is investigated, you can pass the test. At that time, you can enter the demon region. Sure. Qi Ming nodded. Next, Qi Ming entered the City Lord Manor. Hujuxiang arranged a residence for Qi Ming and asked about his background and identity. Qi Ming answered them one by one. Qi Ming did not just transform into the Golden Lion King, Xiesun, with the physical transmutation spell. Before the change, he had already used the two mystic techniques, Heavenly Observation and Future Sight Divine Powers. Coupled with the deduction of the Dao of Heaven secrets and the calculation of the mystic gates, he had created a new demon cultivator identity. Therefore, Qi Ming had long prepared for his identity and background. There were no loopholes. In the blink of an eye, 3 days later. In the morning, Hujuxiang came. City Lord Hu. Qi Ming pushed open the door. How's the investigation going these few days? Lion King Xiet. Hujuxiang walked in. We used 3 days to check your identity and background. Moreover, we specially went to the Lion King Mountain to investigate. Qi Ming nodded in satisfaction. Since there's no problem, when should we take the test? Lion King Xiet, if you're so anxious, we can do it now. Thank you for leading the way, City Lord. Qi Ming cupped his hands and bowed. Please. Hujuxiang gestured for Qi Ming to follow. Qi Ming followed Hujuxiang and left his residence and courtyard. He walked in the corridor of the City Lord Manor and arrived in the center of the City Lord Manor. Here. There was a majestic and ancient hall. It was called the Heaven Demon Hall. Follow me. Qi Ming followed. First, Hu Juxiang formed hand seals and formed hand seals. They turned into hand seals and fused into the door of the Heaven Demon Hall. The door automatically opened. It shook. Come in. Qi Ming followed Hu Juxiang into the Heaven Demon Hall. Inside was an extremely empty hall. In the center of the hall was a huge oval mirror. Around the mirror, there was a profound array formation set up. This is? Qi Ming asked. Hu Juxiang smiled lightly. This is the Demon Illumination Mirror. It is a supreme treasure of the Demon Court. Of course, this is only the clone of the Demon Illumination Mirror, but it also possesses a portion of the power of the mirror. Under the Demon Illumination Mirror, everything will be exposed. Next, you only need to pass the test of the Demon Illumination Mirror to obtain the qualifications to go to the Demon region. At that time, with your aptitude, Lion King Xiat, you can achieve something great even in the Demon Court. Qi Ming raised his eyebrows and sized up the Demon Illumination Mirror a few times. He could sense that this Demon Illumination Mirror indeed contained a profound and mighty power. Interesting. In the Heaven Enlightenment sect, there was also a mirror, and that mirror was called the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror. It was a true immortal artifact. The Demon Illumination Mirror's ability was a little similar to the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror. He wondered if this Demon Illumination Mirror was related to the Heaven Enlightenment Mirror. Lion King Xiat. Please start. Hu Juxiang gestured. Qi Ming nodded. He did not have any fear in his heart. He had already cultivated the heavenly constellation 36 techniques to the perfection realm. In addition, the physical transmutation was not a very difficult divine power technique. Qi Ming's physical transmutation was almost perfect. There were no flaws. Moreover, the avatar in front of him was only the Demon Illumination Mirror and not the main body. The ability it had was greatly reduced. Qi Ming could completely confirm that it was impossible for this Demon Illumination Mirror avatar to discover his true identity. I want to see the ability of this Demon Illumination Mirror. As Qi Ming thought to himself, he walked in front of the mirror. His burly body was already nearly 2 meters tall and was extremely domineering. He stood in front of the mirror and stared intently. Beside him, Hu Juxiang also held his breath. As long as there was anything wrong, he would activate the array formation around the Demon Illumination Mirror avatar. Then, waves of light appeared on the Demon Illumination Mirror avatar. It had a faint luster and was white in color. It enveloped Qi Ming's entire body and did not show any abnormalities. The white light dissipated. In the mirror, Qi Ming's figure was reflected. Qi Ming saw a lifelike 9-headed golden lion in the mirror. It roared at the sky. Golden flames burned around its body like a golden sun. This Demon Illumination Mirror is a little interesting. A smile appeared on Qi Ming's face as he sized up the Demon Illumination Mirror in interest. It can really reflect my bloodline's true body. In that case, this is really a treasure. Immediately after, a pure white light appeared in the Demon Illumination Mirror again. The mirror's surface seemed to have been thrown into the lake of a stone as ripples spread out. A white token floated out of the mirror. This is. Qi Ming sized up this white token. Observing carefully, on the back of the white token was a lifelike picture of a demon god Dharma idol. The image of the demon god Dharma idol was a human face, tiger body, tiger claws, and 9 tails. On the front side were 3 words, Lu Wu token. Congratulations, Lion King Xiat. You have passed the test of the Demon Illumination Mirror. Hu Juxiang heaved a sigh of relief and relaxed. He walked over quickly and explained to Qi Ming, you have already been selected to join the Lu Wu lineage of the 12 demon gods. This Lu Wu token is the proof. Demon god Lu Wu. Qi Ming raised his eyebrows and reached out to take Lu Wu token. He sized it up a few times in his palm. This is the Lu Wu token? What's the use of this? Lion King Xiat, the Luwu demon god lineage is ranked second among the 12 demon gods. It's only inferior to the first-ranked demon god Shang Yang. Congratulations, Lion King. Hu Juxiang smiled. Moreover, his tone and expression had changed slightly. He felt much closer to Qi Ming than before. Previously, although Qi Ming looked like a demon cultivator, he had offended the city lord manner and caused Hu Juxiang to lose face. Although Hu Juxiang did not show it, he was definitely unhappy. Moreover, Qi Ming had appeared in Heaven Demon City with an unknown background and identity. He also wanted to enter the demon region. These actions naturally raised Hu Juxiang's vigilance. For this, Hu Juxiang investigated Qi Ming for a full 3 days. After confirming that there was nothing wrong with Qi Ming's identity and background, he dared to be more at ease. Qi Ming revealed his true bloodline under the demon illumination mirror. In Hu Juxiang's opinion, Qi Ming was already a true demon cultivator. Hu Juxiang finally agreed with Qi Ming and no longer guarded against him. Moreover, Hu Juxiang was also a member of the Luwu lineage among the 12 demon gods. The two of them were from the same lineage. This Luwu token will be your identification in the demon court. You must possess it in order to enter the demon region through the demon court array. Hu Juxiang explained to Qi Ming. Qi Ming understood and said, "Is this the entry token?" "That is only one of the functions." Hu Juxiang explained, "This means that you have joined the Luwu lineage. Moreover, with this Luwu token, you can obtain the demon cultivation methods and demon divine powers from the Luwu lineage. This is your identification in the demon court. The demon cultivation method of the 9-headed golden lion that you want exists in the Luwu lineage. If you can make a contribution to the Luwu lineage, you'll definitely be able to exchange it." "Alright, I roughly understand," Qi Ming said, "since I've already passed the test and obtained the Luwu token and joined the Luwu lineage, how should I enter the demon region next?" "Don't worry. You only need to refine the Luwu token. At that time, you will obtain the method to enter the demon region from it. Refine the Luwu token." With the thought, Qi Ming's dharmic powers surged out. However, in the eyes of Hu Juxiang, Qi Ming circulated his demonic energy and injected it into the Luwu token to attempt to refine it. The Luwu token emitted a white light. The next moment, Qi Ming felt a heaven-shaking tiger roar ring in his ears. The figure of a majestic Luwu appeared in his mind. Break! With the thought, the figure of the 3 pure ones appeared. With the power of the 3 pure Dao scripture, it contained the true intent of the heaven and earth great Dao and directly crushed the Luwu in his mind. This way, Qi Ming easily refined the token. Chapter 194 Entering the Demon Region. After the Luwu token was easily refined by Qi Ming, as Hu Juxiang had said, there was the corresponding information contained in it that surged into Qi Ming's mind. Qi Ming memorized this information and understood. From the information sent by the Luwu token, he could understand that the demon region created by the Southern Region Demon Court with supreme dharmic powers was actually similar to the Heaven Enlightenment sect in terms of nature. They were both established between illusion and reality and were in the middle of space. The Heaven Enlightenment sect was covered by the Sect Protection Array. The Southern Region Demon Court was protected by the Demon Court Domain Protection Array. The Heaven Enlightenment sect's Sect Protection Array was connected to Heaven and Earth. It was a super array that possessed various unbelievable powers. Similarly, the Demon Court's Domain Protection Array was also a super array. It was also connected to the entire world and combined with the power of Heaven and Earth, possessing all kinds of power. The tokens of the 12 demon gods of the Demon Court and ones from the Heavenly Court were refined using a special method. They could establish a connection and sense with the Demon Court Domain Protection Array. As long as he used the corresponding methods to consume his demonic energy and activate the token in his hand, he could construct a temporary spatial passageway. The demons and demon cultivators who held the tokens could use this temporary spatial passageway to enter the demon region. According to the different tokens they held, they would be teleported to different regions of the demon region. This. Hu Juxiang looked at Qi Ming and a shocked expression appeared on his face again, as expected of Lion King Xiat. You possess the bloodline of the ancient demon nine-headed golden lion and easily refined the Lu Wu token. Every Lu Wu token contains a trace of the will of the demon god Lu Wu. It's not easy to fuse with this trace of the will. Back then, I used an entire month to completely refine the Lu Wu token. I'm really impressed. Is it very difficult? Qi Ming shrugged, it's only a shadow formed by a strand of will. It's not difficult. It was easily resolved. This Hu Juxiang's expression froze before he smiled bitterly, I'm far inferior. Since I've already obtained the Lu Wu token and know the method to enter the demon region, I won't stay in Heaven Demon City for long. Qi Ming said, I'll head straight to the demon region. Lion King Xiat. Hu Juxiang said, I'm the same as you. I'm a member of the Lu Wu lineage. In the demon territory, according to the 12 demon gods, the entire demon territory is divided into 12 regions. Above the 12 regions, it's the demon heavenly court. This is your first time entering the demon region. I believe there are many things you don't know or understand. Why don't I accompany you to the demon region so that we can take care of each other? No need. Qi Ming waved his hand and had already put away the Lu Wu token. I've traveled extensively and experienced countless dangers. I've walked on the edge of death many times before, which is why I have my current achievements. Although the demon region is a holy land in the hearts of all the demons and demon cultivators, I want to go there alone. Thank you for your kindness, Hu Juxiang. This Hu Juxiang felt quite regretful in his heart. He originally wanted to continue building a good relationship with this Golden Lion King, Xiesun. This was because this Golden Lion King was clearly an extremely talented demon cultivator with a limitless future. If he could build a good relationship at this moment, he would be able to repay more than 100 times in the future. Unfortunately, Qi Ming rejected Hu Juxiang's kindness. This was inevitable. Qi Ming was not a true demon cultivator. The Golden Lion King, Xiesun, was only an identity that Qi Ming had disguised. The so-called nine-headed Golden Lion bloodline was only a product of Qi Ming's transformation with divine power. Everything Qi Ming showed was fake. The spell technique that Qi Ming had used when fighting the demon cultivators of the City Lord Manor was real. However, it had been disguised by the divine power technique, physical transmutation. Qi Ming had cleared so many game dungeons and obtained a large number of spells. In addition, Qi Ming could use AFK farming to cultivate, so he simply mastered all the spells he obtained. Therefore, there were really too many spells that Qi Ming could use. This way, he could easily disguise and act in various different identities. Alright. Hu Juxiang thought for a moment and took out a jade slip. He handed it to Qi Ming. He was trying his best to build a good relationship with him. This jade slip records a lot of information about the demon region. Lion King Xiat, you can accept it and read it carefully. At that time, it should be of help to you. Thank you. Qi Ming glanced at Hu Juxiang and accepted it. Qi Ming thought to himself, if this city lord who knew that I'm not a demon cultivator but a human, his mind would probably collapse. He actually gave me this thing. You're welcome. Hu Juxiang also smiled and asked, Lion King Xiat, when do you plan to set off? Today. Do you want me to prepare a farewell banquet for you? Hu Juxiang said, recently, a good batch of humans have arrived here. They are all young men and women who have just turned 18. Moreover, they have a certain aptitude and are very intelligent. Although these 18-year-old youths don't taste as good as those human cultivators, they have a different flavor. No need. Qi Ming's mood turned slightly cold. That's a pity. Among the demons, many demons, even demon cultivators, ate humans as food. Humans killed demons, and demons ate humans. The hatred between the two sides could no longer be washed away. It was not only the demons. For example, there were also many devils who liked the flesh and blood of humans. The ghost race also liked to devour the yang qi of humans and use it to replenish their yin energy. On the other hand, the god race established faith and power of wish to absorb the faith and power of all living beings to cultivate. It was also a type of enslavement for humans. Therefore, in the mystic world, among the god, devil, immortal, human, demon, and ghost races, only the immortals did not use humans as food. The remaining 4 races would all use humans as food. Human cultivators cultivated themselves and comprehended heaven and earth, creating various different methods. Step by step, as mortals, they were able to ascend to the 9 heavens. Gods, devils, demons, and ghosts fed on humans. Similarly, human cultivators killed demons, exterminated gods, and killed ghosts. They used everything in the world as their resources to strengthen themselves, cultivate their Dao, and ascend to the higher realm. Hu Juxiang reminded, the spatial passageway constructed by the Lu Wu token at the last minute is not stable. It can only be used when it's completely safe. Don't think of using the Lu Wu token to construct a spatial passageway to escape during the battle with the enemy. That won't work. The temporary spatial passageway will be easily shattered. When the time comes, you will be torn apart by the power of space. Even if you resist the power of space, you will be lost in the spatial turbulence. Also, the tokens of the 12 demon gods and the tokens of the demon court's heavenly court. The effective range is only within the territory of the demon court. Only in the territory of the demon court can you use the Lu Wu token to connect to the demon court's domain protection array and leave the territory of the demon court. For example, if you go to the territory of the 10,000 Buddha Temple, the Heaven Enlightenment sect, and the other factions, the tokens are useless. You have to remember this. Qi Ming nodded, "Thank you for your reminder, City Lord Hu. These are only common sense. You will know in the future. I'm telling you now to avoid you suffering because of this common sense." In the blink of an eye, it was evening. Lu Wu seal. Qi Ming used the AFK farming software to master the Lu Wu seal in less than half a minute under the enhancement of 100 million times. This way, he could use the Lu Wu seal to activate the Lu Wu token and communicate with the Demon Court Domain Protection Array of the Demon Domain. Indeed, Qi Ming could vaguely sense the existence of the Demon Domain and the Demon Court Domain Protection Array. Qi Ming looked up at the sky. The southern region Demon Court's Demon Domain was located in the spatial stratum between the astral layer and the void layer. It was established with supreme dharmic powers and was isolated by the Demon Court's Domain Protection Array. Activate. The power of space surged. Not long after, in front of Qi Ming, a temporary spatial passageway was constructed. The spatial passageway was not stable, and it was probably a vortex door 3 meters in diameter. "Lion King, take care." Hu Juxiang sent him off and reminded him again, the demon region is different from the outside world. There are various demon cultivator geniuses and demon geniuses inside. Lion King Xiat, although you have the bloodline of the ancient 9-headed golden lion, you are not the most outstanding in the demon region. In addition, in the demon region, it is divided into 12 regions. There is a huge competition between the 12 demon gods. You have to be careful. Qi Ming nodded, "Thank you for the reminder. There's no need to send me off." Then, he entered the temporary spatial passageway he had constructed and walked in. His figure disappeared into the vortex door and it closed again. The space returned to normal. Hu Juxiang took a deep breath and did not say anything else. He returned to his residence. Because of the Golden Lion King, Xiesun, he had been busy for the past few days. Now, he had finally sent this Golden Lion King away. Half an hour later, outside Heaven Demon City. Space fluctuated as 5 figures flew over and teleported. Immortal Qi surrounded their bodies, and they were like immortals that had descended. They were immortal experts from the central world. We were a step too late. The green-haired man standing in the center held a compass. It had the pattern of the connate 8 trigrams and was engraved with the heavens and the earth. It was very profound. Qi Ming has already entered the demon region. No. The green-haired man frowned and his face was pale. I can't continue deducing. Qi Ming is really not simple. The heavenly secrets on him have all disappeared. What should we do now? Are we going to enter the demon region? The other 4 asked. No, the green-haired man shook his head. The demon region is the territory of the southern region's demon court. Let's not talk about whether we can sneak in or not. Even if we go in, we'll probably die. Let's wait for Qi Ming to come out first. To be honest, I really don't know how Qi Ming disguised himself and entered the demon region. After all, the southern region demon court has the demon illumination mirror. It can see through all disguises. Qi Ming had long sensed the changes in his fate. He used his divine power to reverse deduce and knew that he had exposed a portion of information and was targeted by the immortals. He had calculated the time and entered the demon region before the immortal experts arrived. Moreover, he used the purity golden body to protect himself and hide his secrets. Qi Ming did not plan to fight the immortals head-on at the moment. Chapter 195 Kuiniu Lineage. In the southern region's demon court demon region. In the territory of the demon god Lu Wu, space was vast. Looking down, one could see endless mountain ranges, demon cave abodes sitting on mountain peaks, and colorful array formation light screens. They jointly formed the territory of the demon god Lu Wu. Immediately after, there was a huge mountain peak. It almost reached the sky. Clouds and fog surrounded it. Demonic qi surged. The spiritual qi of heaven and earth was extremely abundant. This mountain was called the Lu Wu Divine Mountain. At the foot of the mountain, there was also a huge square. It was simple and unadorned, and it was filled with the aura of time. When the demon region was established, this square had already existed, so it had existed for many years. Space fluctuated. A vortex door appeared. Then, Qi Ming walked out of this vortex door and arrived at the square at the foot of the Lu Wu mountain. He looked around and before he could see his surroundings clearly, 2 figures tore through the air and arrived. There were 2 figures, one male, one female. The man had a square face and was wearing a green and blue robe. He had his hands behind his back and sized up Qi Ming a few times before asking directly, "You're the Golden Lion King Xiesun who came from Heaven Demon City." On a closer look, on this man's head was a black horn that was like a rhinoceros. The other woman had an alluring figure, and she was sexy and sexy. She wore a fiery red dress that was open, revealing a snow-white and smooth long leg. Behind this woman, a pitch-black scorpion tail spread out from her tailbone. That's right. The man and the woman looked at each other and introduced themselves. The man was called Du Niuz, and the woman was called Li Min. They were all members under the demon god Lu Wu. We've already received the news from the Heaven Demon City. The 2 of us will come and fetch you to the Lu Wu Demon Temple to register. After recording it in the book, you can be considered a true official member of the demon god Lu Wu. Du Niuz said, "At that time, you will live and die with demon god Lu Wu." Yes. Qi Ming nodded, "Thank you, seniors." "It's nothing." Du Niuz waved his hand. "Let's go," Li Min said. Then, Qi Ming followed Du Niuz and Li Min out of the square. They followed the mountain path and stopped about halfway up the mountain. "This is the Lu Wu Demon Temple." Du Niuz pointed at the majestic palace in front of him. It was magnificent and majestic. The magnificent palace was 100 meters tall and had a total of 3 levels. Now, Qi Ming was about to follow Du Niuz and the others to the first level of the Lu Wu Demon Temple. He would then register in the hall and officially join it. "Follow closely," Du Niuz reminded. Qi Ming nodded and followed. He walked into the first level of the Lu Wu Demon Temple. There were many demons who came to the Lu Wu Demon Temple, but on the first level, most were demons below the soul formation realm. However, only on the second level would there be demons at the Dao integration realm. As for the third level, that was a place that only peak Dao integration demons and even the big shots of the demon court could go. Qi Ming could not come into contact with it yet. Half an hour later, with the help of Du Niuz and Li Min, Qi Ming completed the registration. There was an additional portion of content and information in his Lu Wu token. All right. Du Niuz said to Qi Ming, you've already completed the registration and obtained an official identity. However, you've just joined. Although you have the bloodline of the nine-headed golden lion, you still have to start from the lowest demon soldier. You can only slowly rise after you slowly accumulate merit points and complete various missions. I believe that with your ability and talent, it won't be long before you can be promoted to a demon general like us. Qi Ming nodded. I understand. Now, our mission is completed. Li Min said, Xiesuan, if you're interested, you can join our heavenly spirit giant scorpion lineage. Under the demon god Lu Wu, our heavenly spirit giant scorpion lineage is also an extremely powerful race. The ancestors of the clan have already reached the limit of the Dao integration realm and established a total of 9 grotto heavens. They're only a step away from transcending the tribulation and becoming in existence at the tribulation transcendence realm. Cough cough. Du Niuz coughed lightly and said, Li Min, do you think that my Kuiniu lineage doesn't have a peak Dao integration realm ancestor? Du Niuz continued, with your talent and aptitude, you have the bloodline of the nine-headed golden lion. Logically speaking, you should join the golden lion lineage. However, the golden lion lineage's status in the faction of demon god Lu Wu is too low. It can't tolerate you at all, nor can it support you. As the saying goes, how can a flood dragon appear in shallow water? The people who came to welcome you into the faction of demon god Lu Wu this time are not members of the golden lion bloodline. Instead, the two of us came to receive you. You should understand the reason. How about this? I'll make the decision. As long as you join our Kuiniu lineage, we will directly give you an independent cave abode. How is it? Du Niuz looked at Qi Ming. An independent cave abode. Li Min was a little surprised. Your Kuiniu lineage really invested heavily. He he. Du Niuz smiled and did not speak. Qi Ming nodded. I don't have a choice either. I choose to join the Kuiniu lineage. Ha ha ha. Du Niuz laughed loudly. Good, good, good. In our Kuiniu lineage, the entire clan is a family. In the future, you can call me elder brother. Qi Ming nodded. Brother. Ha ha ha. Du Niuz smiled even more happily. Tisk. Li Min pursed her lips. There was no point in staying anymore, so she did not greet Du Niuz and Qi Ming and directly left. Ignore her. Du Niuz said, follow me. I'll bring you there. Your independent cave abode has long been prepared for you. Yes, thank you, brother. Qi Ming bowed. Then, Qi Ming and Du Niuz left the Lu Wu Demon God Mountain. After leaving this mountain, they could fly in the sky and advance a distance to the southeast. This is the place. Du Niuz pointed at a mountain peak about 100 meters tall in front. This mountain peak was ownerless. Moreover, it was set up with a mountain protection array and a cultivation cave abode was established on the mountain peak. This mountain is called the Lywan Peak. Although it's located at the border of our Kuiniu lineage, it's not a bad cave abode. Du Niuz explained, look again. The surrounding mountain peaks and this mountain range formed by mountain peaks are called the Kuiniu mountain range. It's the territory of our Kuiniu lineage. In other words, the cave abodes on the surrounding peaks of the Lywan Peak are all occupied by members of the Kuiniu lineage. When the time comes, you can get close to them. Yes. Qi Ming nodded. I understand. Next, Qi Ming stayed at the Lywan Peak. Du Niuz told Qi Ming about other things and basic rules before leaving. Demon Court's Demon Region. Qi Ming raised his head and looked at the sky. He could see the sun hanging high in the sky and the stars. The demon region was filled with dense spiritual qi and omnipresent demon qi. The cultivation environment of the demon region was at least hundreds of times larger than the 108 demon cities in the outside world. It was even to the extent that in some special regions, the difference was thousands of times. This was the difference. This situation was similar to the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Ever since the ancient calamity, in the mystic world, the four divine mountains in the east, south, west, and north collapsed. Heaven and earth lost their support, causing the heavens to fall and the earth to collapse, causing the world to be destroyed. The five sovereigns of the races had fused into the world themselves to support it, preventing a calamity that was enough to destroy the world. Because of the collapse of the four divine mountains, the cultivation environment of the eastern, southern, western, and northern regions decreased rapidly. The spiritual qi of heaven and earth became thinner every day. Under such circumstances, the various factions in the four regions of the north, south, east, and west used supreme dharmic powers to establish a half-independent space like the demon region. In this half-independent space, with the super array, it connected heaven and earth and gathered the spiritual qi of heaven and earth, causing the spiritual qi of heaven and earth in the half-independent space to be maintained at an extremely dense level. The result of this was that the heaven and earth spiritual qi in the outside world became incomparably thin. This resulted in the current situation. Next is to find a way to contact the demon region's heavenly court. Qi Ming sat cross-legged and took out the Lu Wu token. The target I'm looking for is in the demon region's heavenly court. In the demon territory, in the 12 factions of the demon gods, the status of the demons, in a relatively simple manner, could be divided from low to high: demon soldiers, demon warriors, demon generals, demon monarchs, demon commanders, demon court master, and demon court elders. The demon court elders were demons at the Tribulation Transcendence realm. Their status was equivalent to a Grand Elder. Qi Ming had just joined the faction of demon god Lu Wu. He could only be considered the most ordinary demon soldier. His status was the lowest. If he did not join the Kuiniu lineage, it was impossible for him to obtain an independent mountain peak and cave abode. He would only be assigned to a demon camp. To increase his status, not only did he need a powerful cultivation and strength, but he also had to complete the mission in the Lu Wu Demon Temple and obtain merit points. Only with enough merit points could his status and identity be increased. For now, if he wanted to enter the demon region heavenly court, he had to at least have the status and identity of a demon general. Qi Ming was only a demon soldier. He could not enter the demon region's heavenly court. He no longer planned to follow the rules. Since he had already infiltrated the demon region, his goal was completed. Next, he no longer needed to follow the rules of the demon court. The reason why Qi Ming spent so much effort and changed his identity was to infiltrate the demon region. If he did not do this, he would not be able to enter the demon region. It was impossible for him to directly clamor and ask the demon court to hand the cultivation method over. Of course, this was impossible. Now, Qi Ming had already infiltrated the demon region. He did not need to waste any more time. He was prepared to head directly to the demon region's heavenly court. Chapter 196: Demon Court's Heavenly Palace. 3 days later, Qi Ming used his divine power to deduce the future and the history of the demon region. Although the heavenly secrets were chaotic, he still obtained a lot and had a great understanding of the entire demon region and the southern region's demon court. Qi Ming could already completely confirm his target's location. In addition, during these 3 days, his neighbors had come to visit him, but they did not have any good intentions. Instead, they came to find Qi Ming and find trouble. They thought that Qi Ming was only a new demon soldier. He did not have any followers or backers, so they came to find him to ask for protection fees. He would not be polite to such neighbors. Qi Ming taught these neighbors a lesson. Although he did not kill them, he broke their legs and injured them badly. No matter what, these neighbors were all members of the Kuiniu lineage, and Qi Ming was currently a member of the Kuiniu lineage. It was naturally not good to kill them, or else it would be difficult to explain and cause more unnecessary trouble. To be careful, Qi Ming only broke their legs. Under such circumstances, Qi Ming displayed powerful strength and a domineering and ruthless personality. It made many clansmen of the Kuiniu lineage view him in a different light. They did not find trouble with Qi Ming anymore. On the fourth day, night came. It's today. Qi Ming calculated with his fingers and came to a realization. He raised his head and looked at it. His gaze seemed to cross the distance and see the demon's heavenly court. Phantom shadow. With a thought, Qi Ming circulated the dharmic powers in his body and used the mystic technique of the heavenly constellation 36 techniques. A strange fluctuation spread and enveloped Qi Ming's entire body. In an instant, Qi Ming's figure disappeared into thin air and entered an absolute invisible state. His body turned invisible. Go! Qi Ming's figure tore through the air like a stream of light and tore through the air. He left the cave abode and headed towards the northeast of the demon region before constantly rising into the sky. He was heading to the demon region's heavenly court. Qi Ming already knew where the demon heavenly court of the demon region was. It was located in the center of the demon region, and the exact location was at the highest point in the center. Not long after, several figures appeared in Qi Ming's Lywan Peak, including Du Niu's. Beside him were 3 other demon generals of the Kuiniu lineage. What? Du Niu's frowned. This Yesun is actually not in the cave abode. Where did he go? I originally accepted a good mission here and was prepared to ambush a team from the Spring-Autumn sect. If we succeeded, we would obtain a lot of rewards. Thinking that Yesun is not weak and already has the cultivation level of the soul formation realm, I wanted to call him along. In the end, he's actually not here. I wonder where he went. Brother Nius, don't worry about this new disciple. Since he's not in the cave abode, I can only say that he's not lucky enough. Let's set off quickly. That's right. I don't want to waste time. Yes, yes. The other 3 demon generals of the Kuiniu lineage said. Forget it. Du Nius nodded, then let's go. Du Nius and the others left the Lywan Peak. They did not know at all. Qi Ming was already heading to the demon heavenly court of the demon region. They did not know Qi Ming's true identity at all. All the demons had been deceived by him. All that could be said was, the mystic technique, physical transmutation, was indeed very powerful. It hid from all the demons Qi Ming encountered, and even the demon Illumination mirror did not discover his true identity. The scene changed. Demon Heavenly Court. Qi Ming stopped. In front of him was an extremely majestic palace complex that sat in the void. Clouds and fog surrounded it, like a paradise, but it was also filled with a dense demonic qi. In front of him was the demon heavenly court. There were a total of 12 palaces that seemed to be surrounded by stars. In the center of the 12 palaces was a dazzling purple gold palace. It was the most dazzling and grand, controlling the surrounding 12 palaces. Qi Ming had already stepped into the void layer. In other words, the demon heavenly court was located in the void layer. Of course, around the demon heavenly court was a layer of array formation. It was extremely profound and was almost not inferior to the demon court's domain protection array. It protected the entire demon heavenly court. Apart from that, the demon heavenly court still had guards. Logically speaking, the difficulty of Qi Ming infiltrating was still very high. He was in an invisible state. He had transformed into nothingness and hid all his traces and aura as he quickly approached the demon heavenly court. Not long after, Qi Ming had already approached the demon heavenly court. He could sense its majestic aura. It was indeed very majestic and was not inferior to the heaven Enlightenment Immortal mountain at all. Not far away, the guards of the demon heavenly court arrived. These guards' cultivation levels were not low and had already reached the soul formation realm. They happened to pass by Qi Ming, but they ignored him and did not discover any traces of him. From this, it was obvious. The mystic technique, Phantom Shadow, had long been cultivated to the perfection realm by Qi Ming. It was almost perfect and almost did not reveal any flaws. His body turned invisible and could not be discovered. Very good. Qi Ming was very satisfied. I've already cultivated the heavenly constellation 36 techniques to the perfection realm. Among the 36 mystic techniques, other than the top few divine powers that are too difficult, the remaining mystic techniques and divine powers are almost perfect. After these mystic technique divine powers are used, the exact extent of their power and effect will still be the most related to my cultivation. Moreover, it will be compared. The higher my cultivation level, the stronger the power and effect of the divine power technique I use. In the Yinglong Grotto heaven, the Phantom Shadow I used could only grant invisibility. Moreover, the effect of invisibility is ordinary. It's completely impossible to reach this level. While thinking, Qi Ming had already arrived at the entrance of the demon heavenly court, but he was stopped by an invisible screen of light. This screen of light was the defensive array. On both sides of the demon heavenly court's entrance, there were also 2 guards standing. These 2 guards were both demons at the peak of the soul formation realm. Moreover, they were not demon cultivators, but demons that had transformed from demon beasts. Their true bodies were pangolins. Similarly, they did not notice Qi Ming approaching at all. Court Protection Array. Qi Ming took a deep breath and looked around the court protection array. This was indeed a very profound and complex array. Although this array is profound, it's still not comparable to the Demon Court Domain Protection Array. After all, the Demon Court Domain Protection Array is a super array that is connected to heaven and earth. It's almost at the level of an immortal array. Qi Ming gradually saw through something. Therefore, although I can't completely crack this court protection array, I can find some flaws in this array. I can use the power of the divine power to cross this array formation without anyone knowing and enter the demon heavenly court. He was not only a weapon refinement master, but he was also an array master. He cultivated a large number of various spells and involved all fields. Moreover, he had reached the limit of his current realm. Moreover, Qi Ming had grasped the heavenly constellation 36 techniques, which had a total of 36 mystic technique divine powers. It was almost an all-round development. Let's begin. Qi Ming took a deep breath and looked around. He first used the mystic technique, clairvoyant sight, and activated the heavenly eye. He took in the entire court protection array. Then, Qi Ming circulated the Dao of Heaven secrets and combined it with the information he obtained and the situation of the court protection array to perform a comprehensive deduction. 6 mystic gates. Qi Ming stood on the spot and circulated his mystic technique. Waves of aura had already appeared all over his body, and the Dao runes of the heaven and earth great Dao surged. When he was in the Yinglong Grotto heaven, he could not use divine power spells in the invisible state. If he used divine power spells, he would exit the invisible state. Qi Ming could now use divine powers and spells while invisible. Moreover, he would not leak his aura. He could even hide the fluctuations of divine powers and spells. The effects of the divine power technique became even stronger. Qi Ming stood in front of the heavenly court guards and used divine powers and spells to spy on the entire heavenly court and crack the court protection array. Found you. Not long after, through his understanding of the Dao of array formations, his deduction of the Dao of heaven secrets, and the help of his mystic techniques and divine powers, Qi Ming found a flaw in the court protection array. Go. Qi Ming raised his head. A wisp of light flashed in his eyes. His body transformed into a stream of light that entered the demon heavenly court like an invisible golden light. He entered the demon heavenly court from the entrance and passed through the protective screen of the array. The guards standing at the door did not sense anything from the beginning to the end. What? The guard standing on the right exclaimed softly. His senses were a little more sensitive, as if he had sensed something. Did you sense something just now? What is it? The guard on the left shook his head. You're imagining things. Perhaps. The guard on the right replied. Done. Qi Ming entered the demon heavenly court and took a deep breath. A smile appeared on his face as he looked at the towering hall in the center. Let's go. Qi Ming was unimpeded. His figure tore through the air. Under the invisibility state, he walked towards the towering hall in the center and arrived in front of the door. Demon Court Heavenly Palace. Qi Ming looked up and saw the board of the hall. He then read the name on it. The door of the Demon Court Heavenly Palace was closed. However, that could not stop him. Hee. Qi Ming chuckled. He was like a golden light as he entered the Demon Court Heavenly Palace. He stood in the corridor and continued forward, arriving at the back garden of the Demon Court Heavenly Palace. Here, Qi Ming saw a slender youth. This slender youth had his hands behind his back as he looked up at the late night sky. The youth turned around. Qi Ming saw that there was indeed a golden dragon-shaped mark between the other party's brows. Found you. Qi Ming's eyes lit up as a smile appeared on his face. Chapter 197 The Immortal Race's True Intent. Qi Ming had spent so much effort and risked infiltrating the demon territory to find the target with the golden dragon mark between his brows. He wanted to obtain the clues and information of the three pure Dao scripture through him. What? This youth's appearance was too handsome. This was a perfection that could not be described with words. It was like the most perfect work of art in the world. It was exquisite to the limit and one could not find any flaws on his body. If looks and charm were valued, the value of this youth's appearance and charm was definitely at the maximum. There's a guest. Unexpectedly, this youth was actually able to sense Qi Ming's arrival. Although he could not confirm where he was, he still discovered the arrival. From this, it was obvious. This young man was really not simple. Qi Ming's phantom shadow was already almost perfect. It was almost flawless. He could almost perfectly hide his tracks and aura. The young man still sensed some clues. Or rather, this was a natural instinct. It was like an innate divine power. A divine power that was born with him. This guest. The young man continued, since you're already here, why continue hiding? With your methods, in the entire demon court, unless the demon ancestors in the Forbidden Land revive, no one can detect you except me. Please show yourself. Qi Ming was slightly surprised. This demon who could be selected by the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long, was indeed extraordinary. He could actually sense him. This was already enough for Qi Ming to treat him seriously. He took a step forward and waved his left hand. He removed the power of the mystic technique, Phantom Shadow, and appeared in front of the youth. It's actually a demon cultivator. The young man frowned and exclaimed softly. He sized up Qi Ming a few times and did not sense anything strange. He clearly could not see through Qi Ming's physical transmutation. Why can't it be a demon cultivator? Qi Ming asked. It's just that your identity has exceeded my expectations, so I'm a little surprised. The young man explained, I have to say that your methods are extraordinary. You can actually pass through the court protection array and arrive at the Demon Court Heavenly Palace without alarming any demons. You spent so much effort to find me. You shouldn't just be here to talk to me, right? Of course not. Qi Ming asked bluntly, do you know the three pure Dao scripture? Three pure Dao scripture? The youth was stunned again. He was surprised by Qi Ming's question. He had thought of many possibilities, but he never expected that Qi Ming would ask about the three pure Dao scripture. Yes. Qi Ming nodded. Why do you think that I will definitely know about the three pure Dao scripture? The youth asked. Qi Ming continued, hundreds of years ago, the demon court's venerable, dragon alligator, created a huge commotion in the Heaven Enlightenment Assembly. On the surface, he wants to avenge his great-grandson. However, in fact, it's because the demon court's dragon son was actually born in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. The reason why the dragon alligator venerable did not use his life to attract the attention of the Heaven Enlightenment sect was to send subordinates to bring you back from the section. Am I right? Qi Ming looked straight at him, Demon Court's dragon son. You're right. The youth shrugged and replied, Qi Ming, but that was nearly 1,000 years ago. At that time, the Heaven Enlightenment sect did not sense it. Even if you know now, what's the use? Qi Ming continued, when the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long, cultivated for 10,000 years to complete the world during the ancient calamity, he died. In the inheritance left behind, there were a total of 4 things. Myriad Spirit Mountain and River True Dragon Cauldron, Universal Supreme Dragon Transformation Scripture, Ying Long 9 Transformations, and the 3 Pure Dao Scripture. Before I obtained these things, I saw the final image left behind by the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long. In the image, he actually wanted the inheritor who obtained his inheritance to assist in existence. That existence has a characteristic, and that is that there's a golden dragon mark between his brows. That's you. Suddenly, the young man's pupils constricted. After hearing Qi Ming's words, he directly said his true identity. He could not see through Qi Ming's change, but he inferred a lot of information from the content. You're Qi Ming. You're not a demon cultivator. The youth reacted and shouted in a deep voice. The appearance of the Ying Long Grotto Heaven attracted the various factions of the southern region and the eastern region to enter. In the end, the entire Ying Long Grotto Heaven was destroyed. However, the inheritance of the Ying Long Temple was taken by the legacy disciple of the Heaven Enlightenment sect's Green Cloud Peak, Qi Ming. His strength is powerful and his aptitude is monstrous. Under the siege of the legacy disciples of the various large factions, he forcefully slaughtered a path of blood with his late-stage core formation realm cultivation. Many legacy disciples of the various factions died in Qi Ming's hands. Only Qi Ming, who has obtained the inheritance of the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long, will know these things, but you said everything. Therefore, you're not a demon cultivator, but Qi Ming. It seems that you know a lot. Qi Ming stared at the demon court's dragon son as he answered. But why didn't you cultivate the Universal Supreme Dragon Transformation Scripture? This youth, who was also the demon court's dragon son, frowned. Who exactly did you give the Universal Supreme Dragon Transformation Scripture to cultivate? Why did I sense the birth of a heaven and earth Ying Long not long ago? If I'm not wrong, that heaven and earth Ying Long cultivated the inheritance of the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long. Therefore, it passed the last dragon transformation tribulation and became a heaven and earth Ying Long. Why should I cultivate the Universal Supreme Dragon Transformation Scripture? Qi Ming asked in return. In my opinion, the inheritance of the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long is not attractive at all. As for who I am, you can slowly guess. Qi Ming took a deep breath. You can tell me the answer about the 3 Pure Dao Scripture now. Ha ha ha, the demon court's dragon son roared with laughter. I don't care who you are, what status you have, or what background you have. Whether you're Qi Ming or not is no longer important. Do you really think that the demon heavenly court is a place where you can leave whenever you want? You want to attack? Qi Ming's gaze was cold. No, the demon court's dragon son shook his head and said, we're not enemies. Or rather, in the mystic world, the 5 races of gods, devils, humans, ghosts, and demons are not enemies. We only have one true enemy. That's the immortal race. Unfortunately, ever since the end of the ancient era, the 5 races have been deceived by the immortals. Up until now, the 5 races are still in the dark about the immortals. They don't know what their true goal is. Actually, we can work together. The demon court's dragon son looked straight at Qi Ming, his gaze extremely sincere. You know the goal of the immortals? Qi Ming was not anxious as he asked. Yes. The demon court's dragon son nodded. I indeed know the true goal of the immortal race. Tell me. Qi Ming was very interested. He had already tried to deduce the secrets and motives of the immortals many times, especially after his cultivation level had increased to the late-stage soul formation realm and he had grasped the Great Calamity technique. Qi Ming's cultivation level had increased and his strength had become stronger. He had indeed deduced a lot of information and situation about the immortal race from it. Under Qi Ming's deduction, he discovered that the layout of the immortal race had actually been deduced to the ancient era. In other words, the arrangements of the immortals had already begun since the ancient era. After crossing a large number of tribulations, it was simply terrifying. It was no wonder that Qi Ming could not deduce it back then and suffered a destructive backlash. It was because the layout of the immortal race was too vast, so the backlash was extremely great. Now, Qi Ming had indeed deduced many things, but he still could not know the true goal of the immortals. He only had some guesses and thoughts, but they were all not accurate. You indeed have the right to know. The Demon Court's Dragon Son looked straight at Qi Ming. Since you've already found this place, you must know about the Great Calamity at the end of the ancient era. The mystic world is deficient. A gap appeared, creating a scene of the sky collapsing. It caused the void wind to blow into the mystic world, enough to destroy it. There was no choice. Moreover, under the influence of heaven and earth, the ancient demon emperor, Yinglong used his dragon body to mend heaven and earth and fill this gap. Only then did he stop this calamity. However, this calamity is not over at all. The ancient demon court collapsed. The battle of the 6 races in the mystic world caused the 4 divine mountains in the north, south, east, and west to collapse. The heavens collapsed and the earth cracked. The world was destroyed. The 5 sovereigns also used themselves to mend heaven and earth and support the world. But in fact, all of this is controlled by the immortals behind the scenes. The heaven and earth gap was created by the immortals using the power of their entire race to condense the world-piercing immortal spear. Coupled with the battle, it opened the heaven and earth gap. However, at that time, no one suspected the immortals. Even the ancient demon emperor doesn't know. Otherwise, he definitely wouldn't have used his body to mend the world. After that, during the battle of the 6 races in the mystic world, the immortals instigated it and triggered endless battles time and time again. This led to the collapse of the 4 divine mountains in the north, south, east, and west. Moreover, 90% of the 4 divine mountain sources have already been secretly stolen by the immortals. Only 10% remain in the 4 regions. Do the immortals actually have such an ability? Qi Ming asked. The immortals indeed have such ability. They hid it very deeply. The Demon Court's Dragon Son said, you have to know that the immortal race is a heaven and earth spirit nurtured by the heaven and earth of the mystic world to begin with. It has been blessed by the heaven and earth of the mystic world. So, what's the true goal of the immortals? Qi Ming asked bluntly. They want to create the immortal world. The Demon Court's Dragon Son took a deep breath. When he said these words, Qi Ming saw the shock in his eyes. They want to create an immortal world capable of competing with the upper world. Chapter 198 Cooperation. Silence. The scene was very quiet. When Qi Ming heard the Demon Court's Dragon Son say this, he was also shocked by his words. He even felt that the guy was talking nonsense. How was this possible? Create the immortal world? Trying to compare to the upper world? What kind of fantasy was this? What shocking words, what nonsense, and how unrealistic were these? It was utterly impossible to accomplish. This is impossible, Qi Ming said, it's impossible for them to do it. They're dreaming. I think so too. The Demon Court's Dragon Son said, however, the immortals don't think so. They think that their immortal race can use the mystic world as the foundation to create a true immortal world that's comparable to the upper world. I'm not very clear about how the immortals acted, what preparations they made, and what arrangements they made. However, they currently have 90% of the source of the 4 divine mountains. They're still missing 10%. This 10% is something they must obtain. Also, I don't know what else is needed to create the immortal world. The immortals hide very deeply, but they expose very few things and have too many secrets. But it's foreseeable. If the immortals really succeed and the source of the 4 divine mountains is taken away by them, then the 4 regions will completely collapse, leaving only the central world. When the time comes, where will the god, devil, human, demon, and ghost races go? We can only enter the central world. The central world is the territory of the immortals, so we have to compromise. The demon court's dragon son took a deep breath. His gaze was deep as his back was facing Qiming as he looked at the center of the world. His current appearance and standing posture were exactly the same as when Qiming had just arrived. Therefore, the demon court's dragon son had always been watching the central world. This is not the most terrifying thing or the worst thing. The demon court's dragon son continued, I'm more worried that the immortals are ignorant. They want to create the immortal world and do something that's impossible. In the end, it will cause the entire mystic world to be destroyed. That's the worst thing. At that time, the entire world will be destroyed. To be honest. Qiming returned to his senses. He carefully comprehended the words of the demon court's dragon son and the information he had deduced. He could believe 70% of what he had said. 70%? This was already very exaggerated. If not for the fact that the goal of creating the immortal world was too unrealistic, Qiming could almost 90% believe what the demon court's dragon son had said. Demon court's dragon son? Qiming asked bluntly, who exactly are you? What background do you have? What identity? Why do you know so much? How can you be sure that what you know is definitely true? You want to know? The demon court's dragon son asked. Since you want to cooperate, you should be honest with me. If you're not even willing to tell me your true identity, how can we talk about cooperating? Haven't you always been hiding your true identity? The demon court's dragon son smiled. The tone of the demon court's dragon son changed as he said indifferently, I can tell you my true identity. At the end of the ancient calamity, I used my dragon body that had been cultivated for 10,000 years to fill the gap in heaven and earth. I am the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long. My name is Celestial Venerable Ying. Qiming's pupils constricted as he was shocked in his heart. His gaze landed on the demon court's dragon son and was filled with disbelief. This is impossible. You're the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long. Qiming said in surprise, this is definitely impossible. From the end of the ancient era till now, there's even the near ancient era in between. Time has passed by more than one calamity. In the mystic world, even the lifespan of the ones at the top of the mystic world, the Mahayana realm experts, is only 100,000 years. Otherwise, the ancestors of the various races who have reached the Mahayana realm would not seal themselves in the Forbidden Land to reduce the consumption of their lifespan. No matter how strong the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long is, it's impossible to surpass the Mahayana realm. His lifespan is only 100,000 years. How can he have lived until now? Ha ha ha. The demon court's dragon son, or rather, celestial venerable Ying, laughed at the sky. I knew that you wouldn't believe me, but this is the truth. This is a gift from the heaven and earth of the mystic world. I used myself to complete the heaven and earth of the mystic world and avoided calamity. Therefore, under the protection of the heaven and earth of the mystic world, my true spirit has slept until now. While sleeping, I obtained some secrets about the immortals. Until 1,000 years ago, my true spirit completely revived. Under the protection of the mystic world, I reincarnated and was born in the Heaven Enlightenment sect. In fact, apart from me, the other 5 sovereigns including the human race, the demon race, the immortal race, the ghost race, and the divine race, also used themselves to complete the mystic world and avoid the destruction of it. Their true spirits were also protected by the mystic world. If I'm not wrong, the 5 supreme beings have already reincarnated 1,000 years ago and were born in the mystic world again. Now, the killing intent of the mystic world is chaotic, and another tribulation is about to arrive. The moment the 5 races' supreme beings completely recover, I'm afraid it will be when the calamity erupts. When the time comes, the heaven and earth tribulation will sweep through the entire mystic world. Qi Ming took a deep breath and sized up Celestial Venerable Ying a few times. With a thought, he circulated his mystic technique and divine power again to deduce his background. He only saw a golden dragon shadow in the hazy fog. The next moment, a dragon roar sounded. The scene in front of Qi Ming shattered. Immediately after, it was the extremely terrifying backlash of heaven and earth that formed an invisible aura that destroyed everything. It attacked Qi Ming's body like a tsunami. Purity golden body. Qi Ming's entire body shook as a golden light appeared, completely immune to the invisible calamity. He was not injured at all, but he had exhausted a lot of dharmic powers. You're trying to deduce my origin. Celestial Venerable Ying raised his head. In his eyes, a dragon-shaped golden light appeared. A terrifying dragon roar seemed to sound in Qi Ming's mind, and a dragon might that was like the might of heaven and earth attacked. These could not shake Qi Ming at all. Qi Ming let out a shaky breath and examined Celestial Venerable Ying. Although I'm very curious about your background and identity and have many speculations, I never expected that you would actually be the reincarnation of the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long. You actually survived until now. No wonder you left behind that scene when you left the inheritance. It turns out that you wanted your inheritor to assist you. Survived until now. Celestial Venerable Ying shook his head and said, "How is that possible? I died in the ancient calamity. However, my true spirit was not destroyed and was protected by the mystic world. In the years that I was protected, I was in a slumber. I could not really be considered alive. Moreover, my true spirit would have gradually become a part of the mystic world. But the plans of the Immortals did not stop at all. They continued all along. Moreover, it was almost at the last moment that the mystic world released my true spirit and let me reincarnate. In fact, I was only born to face calamity. Of course, apart from me, there should be 5 other fellow comrades, which are the other 5 supreme beings of the 5 races. They were also born from calamity. The ancient demon emperor, Ying Long is me, but I'm not completely the ancient demon emperor, Ying Long. Do you know the meaning of this? Speak. Qi Ming said, how do you want to cooperate? Like you said. Celestial Venerable Ying said, the prerequisite for cooperating is the most basic trust. I've already told you your true identity. Shouldn't you tell me your true identity? You've already guessed it. Qi Ming said, isn't that so? You Celestial Venerable Ying took a deep breath, and shock appeared on his face again. So, you're really Qi Ming of the Heaven Enlightenment sect? This is too unbelievable. I don't sense any flaws or issues with you. In my opinion, you're a true demon cultivator now. What kind of transformation divine power is this? I've never seen or met you. I really didn't expect that you're really Qi Ming of the Heaven Enlightenment sect. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. If not for the fact that I did not sense that mysterious aura of the same origin from you, I would even suspect that you are the reincarnation of the human race's supreme being. Celestial Venerable Ying had said unbelievable 3 times in a row. This was enough to prove his shock and disbelief. He was indeed shocked. Qi Ming willed. The next moment, he removed the divine power technique, physical transmutation. Qi Ming's figure changed. In the blink of an eye, he had already returned to his original appearance from the Golden Lion King, Xiesun. What other doubts do you have in mind? No. Celestial Venerable Ying took a deep breath again to calm his mood. In such a short period of time, he had been shocked by the same person several times. This was the first time he had encountered this. In that case, Qi Ming said, then we can reach the initial intention of cooperating. Sure. Celestial Venerable Ying nodded. Qi Ming, you're qualified to cooperate with me. Qi Ming said, Tell me everything about the 3 pure Dao scripture. No problem. Celestial Venerable Ying replied, I can tell you everything about the 3 pure Dao scripture, but you have to give me the Ying Long Dragon Pearl of that heaven and earth Ying Long. This is a deal. It's also the first time we'll work together. You want the Dragon Pearl of the heaven and earth Ying Long? Qi Ming frowned. That's right. Celestial Venerable Ying nodded. This is my condition. You can try to forcefully attack at this moment and force me to tell you about the 3 pure Dao scripture. But you have to know that this is the demon region. Apart from me, there are also the demon elders, the demon court master, and the demon ancestors sleeping in the forbidden land. Even if you master many divine powers and spells and have various methods and are powerful, it's probably not so easy to leave the demon region. Are you threatening me? Chapter 199 The True Origin of the 3 Pure Dao Scripture. Celestial Venerable Ying shook his head, I'm not threatening you. I'm just telling you what you will encounter if you choose to use force. To be honest, Qi Ming said, I indeed want to see the methods of the demon court, but not now. Black flame. Qi Ming waved his right hand. A white light flashed in front of him. Black flame came out of the 4th spirit pet slot. He bowed to Qi Ming. Spirit pet. Celestial Venerable Ying reacted. Shock and anger appeared on his face. You actually let my inheritance be cultivated by a spirit pet. Moreover, you actually nurtured your spirit pet to this extent. It passed the last dragon transformation tribulation and obtained the baptism of heaven and earth. It became a heaven and earth Yinglong and even reached the first level of the Tribulation Transcendence realm. Master, be careful. Black flame blocked in front of Qi Ming and stared at Celestial Venerable Ying extremely solemnly. Its entire body was tense as if it was facing a great enemy. It also felt a pressure on its bloodline. Celestial Venerable Ying's true dragon bloodline was higher than Black Flame's. He was considered an ancient demon emperor who had lived since the ancient era. The universal supreme dragon transformation scripture that Black Flame cultivated was even passed down by Celestial Venerable Ying. Therefore, it was very normal for Black Flame to be suppressed by Celestial Venerable Ying's bloodline. Even if Black Flame had been AFK farming for hundreds of years under the enhancement of 100 million times in the Spirit Pet growth slot, it was still inferior to this reincarnated ancient demon emperor, Celestial Venerable Ying. The enhancement state was only a passive function. It was only an amplification of growth and cultivation speed. It did not mean that it had really cultivated for tens of billions of years. Actually, Qi Ming had already sensed the true meaning of the enhancement state a long time ago. When his cultivation level was relatively low, Qi Ming originally thought that cultivating for a day under the enhancement of 10 times was equivalent to cultivating for 10 days every 24 hours without sleep or rest. Cultivating for a year under the enhancement of 100 times was equivalent to cultivating for 100 years every 24 hours. When his realm was low, he could not tell what was wrong. Qi Ming also thought that he had understood it correctly. That was not the case. As his cultivation level increased, after reaching the core formation realm, nascent soul realm, and leaving aperture realm, after cultivating for decades under the enhancement of 10,000 times, according to his previous understanding, it was equivalent to cultivating for hundreds of thousands of years, but it had only grown by a realm. Even after tens of millions of years, it had only increased by one realm. This seemed to be very abnormal. Then to the soul formation realm. Cultivating for hundreds of years under the enhancement of 100 million times, according to the understanding when one's cultivation was low, it was equivalent to cultivating for tens of billions of years without sleep or rest. However, it had only increased by a small realm. The meaning of the enhancement state was not equivalent to cultivating for many years. It was mainly to increase the speed and status of AFK farming cultivation and increase the efficiency of AFK farming cultivation. Every time he broke through, what really mattered was how many years he had truly cultivated. Be it Qi Ming raising his cultivation level, cultivating divine powers and spells, or using spirit pets to grow on the spirit pet growth slot to increase his realm, they were all the same. Black Flame. Qi Ming said, "Give me your Yinglong Dragon Pearl." Black Flame did not ask further and directly spat out a pitch-black dragon pearl from its mouth. It emitted a lustrous luster, and in the dragon pearl was the Dharma idol of a heaven and earth Yinglong. "Master, this is the Yinglong Dragon Pearl." Black Flame handed it over with both hands. Qi Ming did not say anything else. He took the Yinglong Dragon Pearl and asked, "Black Flame, what will happen if you lose the pearl?" "Master, if I don't have the Yinglong Dragon Pearl, I will completely degenerate to the most primitive state and lose all the true dragon bloodline in my body." Black Flame replied. "I know." Qi Ming nodded. Before this, Qi Ming had always thought that the ancient demon emperor, Yinglong, had already accepted the calamity and completely died. That was why he had let Black Flame cultivate the Universal Supreme Dragon Transformation Scripture and the Yinglong 9 transformations. After all, these two cultivation methods were indeed very high-end and were already at the ceiling of the mystic world. However, the ancient demon emperor, Yinglong, was actually still alive and had reincarnated into Celestial Venerable Ying. The Universal Supreme Dragon Transformation Scripture and Yinglong 9 transformations that Black Flame cultivated were both inheritances of Celestial Venerable Ying. Qi Ming did not believe that Celestial Venerable Ying would not have any trump cards in his inheritance. At that time, perhaps he would even be tricked by Celestial Venerable Ying. In that case, Qi Ming had already decided. He made Black Flame completely give up on the bloodline of the Heaven and Earth Yinglong because Qi Ming had cleared the Giant Beast Island a few days ago and obtained an extremely powerful bloodline crystal and inheritance crystal. It was very suitable for Black Flame, who was about to lose the bloodline of the Heaven and Earth Yinglong. "Celestial Venerable Ying," Qi Ming said, "I can give you the Yinglong Dragon Pearl, but you have to tell me anything about the 3 Pure Dao scripture. Otherwise, don't blame me." "Don't worry." Celestial Venerable Ying looked at the Yinglong Dragon Pearl in Qi Ming's hand. There was a burning desire in the depths of his eyes. This pearl was related to his future and his plans, so he naturally attached great importance to it. 90% of what Celestial Venerable Ying and Qi Ming had said was true, and only 10% was false. The goal of the Immortals was indeed to create an immortal world that was comparable to the upper world. They were simply a group of terrifying madmen. "This is the first cooperation and transaction between you and me," Celestial Venerable Ying said. "Moreover, if I want to deal with the Immortals, it's not enough by relying on my strength. I need to join the power of the 4 regions and find the other revived 5 race supreme beings to have a chance. Of course, we can exclude the Immortal Supreme Being. If they recover, they will join forces with the Immortals immediately. Moreover, they will tell the Immortals about the 5 other beings. The best case scenario is that we can join forces with the power of the 5 races, God, Devil, Human, Ghost, and Demon. Only then can we resist the Immortals." "According to you," Qi Ming said, "is this Heaven and Earth Tribulation going to repeat the 6 races battle?" "We have no choice," Celestial Venerable Ying said solemnly. "Tell me about the 3 Pure Dao scripture first. I'll give you the Yinglong Dragon Pearl." "Sure," Celestial Venerable Ying said, "I can tell you a portion first. The true origin of this 3 Pure Dao scripture is even related to the birth of the mystic world." "Qi Ming, do you know how the mystic world was born?" "I currently know 3 theories," Qi Ming said. "The first is that the upper world's origin Immortal King died. His immortal body was corroded and affected by the void and gradually evolved into the mystic world. The second is the evolution of the singularity. The third is the evolution of the corpse of a void origin beast." "You know quite a bit," Celestial Venerable Ying said. "I'll tell you the true reason for the birth of the mystic world. Because my true spirit is protected by the mystic world Heaven and Earth, I almost fused with it back then, so I know the true reason. First, the origin Immortal King is a real existence. He died in battle in the higher world, and his immortal body fell into the void. He was corroded and affected by the void and is constantly changing. At the same time, this corpse of the immortal king attracted the void origin beast. The 5 elements void origin beasts fought for the immortal king's corpse and died. Therefore, the essence of the 5 elements void beast has fused into the immortal king's remains. Under such circumstances the two combined. The remains of an immortal king evolved into all things in the world. The origin of the 5 elements void beast evolved into 5 divine mountains that supported heaven and earth and stabilized the earth, water, fire, and wind. Only then could it evolve into a true world. As for the evolution of the so-called singularity, Celestial Venerable Ying shook his head. It's simply a joke. Celestial Venerable Ying, what are you trying to say? Qi Ming frowned. What does this have to do with the 3 pure Dao scripture? Don't worry. Celestial Venerable Ying said calmly, what I want to tell you is that the 3 pure Dao scripture is not a product of the mystic world, nor is it a technique that can be created by the living beings of the mystic world. Back then, I studied it for my entire life but failed to develop any superficial knowledge. The logic described in it is like a fantasy. It's ethereal and impossible to grasp. Celestial Venerable Ying continued, you spent so much effort and took such a huge risk to infiltrate the demon court heavenly palace and specially asked me about the 3 pure Dao scripture. Have you already comprehended it? I don't have to answer your question. Qi Ming said indifferently. Ha ha ha! Celestial Venerable Ying laughed loudly, it's fine. We can still be considered to be cooperating now. Moreover, our common enemy should be the immortals. The stronger you are, the better it is for me. The origin immortal king is a real existence. The 3 pure Dao scripture is not a product of the mystic world. It's very likely that the origin immortal king brought it from the upper world and left it in the immortal king's corpse. How many calamities has the 3 pure Dao scripture crossed from the origin era to the present era? It did not disappear nor was it destroyed. This shows how unbelievable this Dao scripture is. This evidence is sufficient to prove that the 3 pure Dao scripture is most likely from the upper world. From the upper world. Qi Ming frowned and felt a little solemn. If the 3 pure Dao scripture really came from the higher world, it would be even more difficult for Qi Ming to obtain the subsequent Dao integration method. He could not go to the higher world now. What else? Qi Ming asked again, that's not all you know, right? Of course. Celestial Venerable Ying smiled. Give me the Ying Long Dragon Pearl and I'll talk about what happens next. Qi Ming looked at the Ying Long Dragon Pearl in his hand and hesitated for a moment. He still handed it to Celestial Venerable Ying. You can tell me now. Thank you. The corners of Celestial Venerable Ying's mouth curled up slightly as he smiled. The joy in his eyes was something that even his shrewdness could not hide. He accepted the Ying Long Dragon Pearl and said, I obtained the 3 pure Dao scripture from the Grotto Heaven world called the Immortal King Grotto Heaven at the top of the central divine mountain. Immortal King Grotto Heaven. Qi Ming pondered. That's right. Celestial Venerable Ying said, I've entered once. It's abnormally dangerous inside. There are clearly no living beings here, but it's filled with supreme calamity and killing intent. If you're not careful, you'll be obliterated by the calamity and killing intent contained in it. Chapter 200 Luring the Snake Out of the Cave. Qi Ming fell silent. According to what Celestial Venerable Ying had said, if Qi Ming wanted to find a method that could allow the 3 pure Dao scripture to fuse, he had to go to the Immortal King Grotto Heaven. The Immortal King Grotto Heaven was in the central world. The central world was the territory of the immortals, and the entrance to the Immortal King Grotto Heaven was at the top of the central divine mountain. It would probably be very difficult for Qi Ming to enter the Immortal King Grotto Heaven. With Qi Ming's status, if he accidentally leaked it, he would probably immediately be surrounded by the immortals. Additionally, the Immortal King Grotto Heaven was filled with invisible killing intent and nirvana tribulation chi. Even existences at the Tribulation Transcendence realm would probably die if they were surrounded by these tribulation chi and killing intent. Only those at the Mahayana realm could truly withstand it. I have the purity golden body protecting me and is immune to all techniques. I should be able to resist the tribulation Qi in the Immortal King Grotto Heaven. Qi Ming pondered for a moment and said, the only difficulty is how to enter the Immortal King Grotto Heaven. The importance of the central divine mountain is definitely extremely high among the immortals. Celestial Venerable Ying said, I've already told you everything about the three pure Dao scripture. However, I still have to advise you that in the past, I was the demon emperor of the ancient demon court. That's why I could easily step foot on the central divine mountain. Even the immortals did not dare to stop me. But now, it's not so easy for you to step foot on the central divine mountain. You should know the danger. Celestial Venerable Ying continued, before you have full confidence, it's best not to rashly take action. I know what to do. The mystic technique, physical transmutation, was used. Qi Ming's figure changed, and his dharmic powers transformed into demonic energy before turning back into the Golden Lion King, Xiesuan. Such a divine power! Celestial Venerable Ying saw this scene with his own eyes and could not help but sigh again, it really makes me dumbfounded and shocked. I really don't want to be your enemy. If I become your enemy, I'll probably have to pay more attention to my subordinates in the future. I can't even see through this. Otherwise, I'll probably be attacked by subordinates who you disguised as. Goodbye. Qi Ming did not say anything else. He took a step forward and used phantom shadow. His figure disappeared into thin air. Black flame had long been put into the spirit pet slot by Qi Ming. Goodbye. Celestial Venerable Ying said. The riding golden light was used. Qi Ming had already fled the demon court heavenly palace. In an extremely short period of time, he crossed the court protection array of the demon heavenly court and took out the Lu Wu token. Open. With a thought, Qi Ming circulated his dharmic powers and activated the Lu Wu token. He opened a temporary spatial passageway. The space in front of him split open, and a vortex door appeared. In the blink of an eye, Qi Ming stepped into the vortex door and disappeared. The vortex door closed and the spatial passageway vanished. Qi Ming had already left the demon region. He did not return to the Lywan Peak. Demon Court Heavenly Palace. Not long after Qi Ming left, in the back garden, a figure tore through the air. Your Highness! This figure was dressed in a gorgeous and noble robe and wore a crown. He had the aura of a peerless sovereign and had a mature and handsome face. You let him go just like that. This figure was the master of the demon court, Ling Juxiao. Back then, it was also Ling Juxiao who personally brought Celestial Venerable Ying back to the demon court. Otherwise, Celestial Venerable Ying shrugged, could it be that you want to kill Qi Ming? That's impossible. I sensed a fatal danger from him and sensed the combination of all kinds of calamities and tribulations on him. If we attack him, even if we win in the end, our demon court will pay a heavy price. There's no need. Celestial Venerable Ying continued, also, I've already obtained what I want and reached my goal. I don't want to establish a powerful enemy and want to rope in the entire world's help. That's the only way. Cal. Only then can we have the ability to fight the immortals. Next, I will be in seclusion for a period of time. You have to continue watching the movements of the immortals. Moreover, you have to think of a way to find the reincarnated supreme beings of the god, devil, human, and ghost races. Yes. Ling Juxiao nodded. The two chatted for a while. Celestial Venerable Ying left first. He had obtained the Ying Long Dragon Pearl and would definitely break through his original shackles and even become the only true dragon in the mystic world. At that time, he would truly have the capital to resist the immortals. Otherwise, they would only be powerless ants under the might of the world. Immediately investigate all the demons who have interacted with the Golden Lion King, Xiesuan, during this period of time. Ling Juxiao's gaze was deep as he looked in the direction Qi Ming had left. Yes. Yes. In the shadows beside him, two shadowy figures appeared and left. Is Qi Ming really as His Highness the Demon Emperor said? Ling Juxiao frowned. In my opinion, no matter how strong Qi Ming's cultivation is, he's only at the late-stage soul formation realm. Isn't it as easy as crushing an ant to deal with a mere late-stage soul formation cultivator? On second thought, Qi Ming's divine power transformation tricked all the demons. Even the demon Illumination mirror did not discover Qi Ming's true identity. He easily broke through the court protection array and infiltrated the demon court heavenly palace. These actions were also enough to prove that Qi Ming's ability was extraordinary. It was not something that a mere late-stage soul formation realm cultivator could do. Forget it. Ling Juxiao said, since your highness has already said so, let's do as you say. There's indeed no need to establish an unknown enemy. Outside the demon region. Outside Heaven Demon City. Space fluctuated and the spatial passageway appeared. It was a medium-sized vortex door. Qi Ming flew out from it. Heaven Demon City. Qi Ming turned around and looked at the familiar city. He pondered for a moment. I originally did not plan to contact the Immortals too early, but it seems that I can't. In the current situation, if I want to enter the Central Divine Mountain, I have to find another way. First, with the thought, Qi Ming took out the Heaven Secrets book and the Heaven Secrets brush. He then circulated his divine power spell technique and performed the Heaven Secrets divination. He confirmed that the enemies from the Immortals did not give up and leave. Instead, they were waiting for him to come out of the demon region. Unfortunately, Qi Ming's Heaven Secrets were completely hidden. He had already come out of the demon region, but the enemies of the Immortals did not sense anything. It could only be said that the other party had failed very badly. Then let me lure the snake out of its hole and wait. There was no hesitation. Qi Ming deliberately removed the suppression and protection of his heavenly secrets and revealed a trace of his aura. He was immediately discovered by the enemies of the Immortals. In Heaven Demon City, in a grand restaurant room. The target has appeared. The green-haired man held the mysterious compass as the aura of the heavenly secrets circulated. He quickly stood up, and an extremely surprised expression appeared on his face. He shouted, "We waited for a few days in Heaven Demon City and endured the extremely thin spiritual qi. In such a harsh environment, we finally waited for Qi Ming to come out of the demon region. Qi Ming came out. That's great. Then what are we waiting for? Hurry up and take action." The other four immediately shouted. The green-haired man nodded without any hesitation. I've already locked onto Qi Ming's location through the exquisite compass. He can no longer escape. Let's go immediately. 5 streaks of light tore through the sky and directly charged out of this grand restaurant. They fled into the sky and vanished into the distance in the blink of an eye. Bastards, you have to compensate for damaging the restaurant. The boss of the restaurant roared. Late at night, the starry sky was gorgeous. On the peak of a mountain outside Heaven Demon City. At this moment, 5 figures tore through the air and stopped around the peak of this mountain. Their gazes landed on the figure on the top. Looking closer, on the peak of this mountain, Qi Ming stood quietly. He had his hands behind his back and his expression was calm. He was waiting for the young man and the others to arrive. They're coming. Qi Ming opened his eyes. In them, there was a bright light that was extremely bright, making people not dare to look at it. 5 immortals. You knew we were coming. One of the rather fat middle-aged men frowned and stared at Qi Ming. He felt that something was amiss and felt a sense of danger. The other silver-haired woman's gaze was cold as she berated in a deep voice, "Don't play tricks here. We know your background and abilities. There are only 2 paths in front of you now. One is a path to survival, and the other is a path to death. Which one do you want to choose?" Hee hee. Qi Ming chuckled. He looked around and saw the 5 immortals. There were 3 men and 2 women. Apart from the 2 who had spoken, there was also a green-haired man, a square-faced middle-aged man, and the last blood-haired woman. In this world, who really wants to die? Qi Ming replied, I'm naturally the same, so I'll choose the path to survival. Very good. The silver-haired woman was very satisfied with Qi Ming's answer. She nodded, in that case, we don't have to attack anymore. Come with us. The green-haired man said, Immortal King Linglong has invited you to come with us. What a pity. Qi Ming shook his head, I indeed want to go to the central world, but I don't want to go there with you. Instead, I want to go there in my own way. You. The green-haired man and the others frowned. Haven't you realized? The square-faced middle-aged man's gaze was solemn. He saw the situation clearly, our whereabouts are actually completely controlled by Qi Ming. Qi Ming deliberately leaked his aura and lured us here. Attack! The blood-haired woman shouted and attacked Qi Ming brazenly. Dharmic powers surged as a monstrous blood light surged. It was countless blood pythons that attacked Qi Ming. Qi Ming raised his right hand. Dharmic powers surged out and spread out as a light shield. It was green in color and blocked the blood-haired woman's attack. The countless blood pythons collided with the Dharmic powers light shield, producing continuous explosions, but they were unable to shake it at all.